The MLB All-Star Game is an absolute joke. I mean, the guys who are starting in the game, they were selected by the fans. Ridiculous that that's how that works. Because, let's be real, we've seen fan voting in the NBA when it's come to All-Star Games. Absolute trash. They'll pull in guys like bench players from the Lakers like Austin Reeves and boost his votes, or fan favorites like Derrick Rose and boost his votes. So the fact that the starters for Major League Baseball All-Star Games are decided by the fans is kind of ridiculous. As for the reserves and the pitchers and whatever, those are selected by players who come and vote, managers, coaches, and Major League Baseball. So that some of the more unrecognizable names who have been playing really good this season, so that they have a chance to make it to the All-Star Game. But let's be real, year in and year out, there are huge snubs, and there are people who don't really deserve to be there that go anyway. Now, I'm not really going to get into that side of things because, that's just like hating at that point. But I will be talking about some of the biggest snubs in this year's All-Star Game, which will be held in T-Mobile Park Arena in Seattle, July 11th. Now, will I be watching the All-Star Weekend? Yeah, but mainly just for the Home Run Derby. I mean, the Home Run Derby is one of the things that Major League Baseball has over other sports. Because when it comes to basketball All-Star Games, they have the dunk contest, but that's not what it once was. And then the NFL has things like, their best players play dodgeball? And that was cool maybe the first couple of years, but it kind of gets old. Nothing, and I mean nothing, matches the All-Star Games like Major League Baseball's Home Run Derby. That's just kind of different. And unlike the dunk contest, the magic never really fades. As for the All-Star Game itself, it just doesn't really hit the same. In fact, I personally enjoy watching the celebrity softball game more than I do the actual All-Star Game. And that's just because I get to see JoJo Siwa go up against guys like Quavo, Bad Bunny. That's crazy. That's just crazy to me. So that's cool. I just wish maybe the Celebrity All-Star Game was, wasn't pre-recorded so I could see it live. But maybe for the purpose of protecting the celebrities, I don't know. I don't really know. But anyway, let's get to the biggest snubs of the 2023 All-Star Game. Now, one of the most notable names that I've seen being thrown around has to be Fernando Tatis Jr., who is coming off of an 80-game PED suspension from last season that carried over onto this season, which is why he didn't really make his debut until April 20th. But that was still enough games that he played in to qualify for the All-Star Game. I don't know if there is a qualification process, but he played enough games is what I'm saying. And the reason I believe he was held off of this original list of All-Stars has to do with that PED suspension. Now, I'm sure if there's an injury replacement that needs to be filled in, he will probably be called up, let's be real, because Fernando Tatis Jr., although being suspended, is still one of the biggest names in baseball, and he's super young, and he will bring in an audience. So the fact that he was off was crazy, and it's not even like he's playing bad. He's actually having a really good year for the San Diego Padres, so Tatis Jr. being off is just really more of the MLB and the commissioner sending a message to players and guys that steroids are a serious issue. Kind of like the way that the NFL is enforcing their gambling policy, even though they have gambling sponsorships. I'll make a video about that later, but that's not the point. The point is that Fernando Tatis Jr. got robbed, but he isn't the only one. In fact, a number of players were robbed, and it happens a lot in MLB because every team needs a representative, so slots get taken up. I mean, my Oakland A's have Brent Rooker going, and Brent Rooker is probably one of the best players on the A's this season, but does he deserve to make an All-Star team? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, does any player on a team who's won 20-ish games by the All-Star break even deserve a representative? No. There should be a limit to these things, but the MLB is old-fashioned as hell, so that's just how things are going to work from now until the end of time. And that also leads me to my second biggest snub, which also happens to be in the American League. I'm talking about the shortstop out of Tampa Bay, Wander freaking Franco. Now this man, I'm telling you, if he was in a bigger market, oh my god, he would be a starter for sure. But he's not. He's stuck in Tampa Bay, which, you know, they do have a few baseball fans. Shout out Tropicana Field. But the dude is second in the American League in WAR, only behind Shohei Ohtani, and no one in baseball is better than Shohei Ohtani. Plus, Wander Franco is crazy on the defensive side of things. And guess what? This man has 26 stolen bases, and the All-Star break is a week away. He could hit 30 by then. Plus, his hitting is not the worst. It's also not the best. I mean, he's going 283, 343, 459, which again might not jump off the page, but he's got an all-around type of game that should kind of sort of factor for all the stuff that he's missing offensively. Like I said, a bunch of stolen bases, his defense is nice as hell, and his WAR is really damn high. The dude is only 22 years old, and he is a rising star. What the MLB should be doing is marketing the hell out of him. But I guess it seems like the MLB doesn't care about marketing, because Fernando Tatis Jr. is actually a star who actually pulls and is being left off of this. I don't know what the MLB is doing. I mean, Whit Merrifield is going to the All-Star Game. Are you serious? Whit Merrifield? Sure, he's pretty good, but he's not having the best season. Wander Franco definitely deserves it over him. That's just my opinion personally. I don't hate Whit Merrifield. I just think that Wander Franco is and has been a better player this season. Now, let's, step away from the infield side of things, and let's, look around the ballpark and, Brandon Nimmo. We're heading to the outfield. Now, the New York Mets have been heavily underperforming, the most expensive team in baseball, and they only have one All-Star in Pete Alonso. Crazy. And honestly, I only think he got the nod because he told the MLB, I'm only playing in your little home run derby if you put me in the All-Star game. I'm pretty sure that's how the combos went. Who knows? But Brandon Nimmo did get left off. Now, Brandon Nimmo has, erred a few times on the defensive side as the Mets continue to struggle, but their whole team has been bad. And Brandon Nimmo has been one of the few bright spots throughout the whole turbulent situation. Let's look at it. He's hitting 282 with a 372 on-base percentage as he continues to be an excellent leadoff man. He's adding power with 12 home runs so far, so he's got a little bit of juice to his name. As a leadoff man, that's pretty impressive. Leadoff men aren't really known to hit home runs. There are a few here and there, but the fact that Brandon Nimmo has got 12 is solid for the guy. And I would say those are three of the biggest snubs. No, I didn't even mention, there are too many snubs to mention, let's be real. A guy like Christian Yelich, wasn't he like an MVP close to that just a few years ago with the Brewers? Christian Yelich fell off the face of the map. I might just make a video about that if the Brewers ever become relevant. But that's about it for the videos. The MLB All-Star Game is garbage. Change your rules, change your way. But everything around All-Star Weekend is pretty exciting. I'm pretty interested in seeing the celebrity game, the home run derby. I will be tuning in. So much love. Catch y'all later. Deuces.